trapped in the same way of thinking that it's not even about the long-term vision, it's about what we can get done in our political term. It's about what we can break ground on, it's about what we can finish. Exactly, and so that worries me because it doesn't answer the big picture questions of like, well, what's the big vision? What's the 20-year plan? What's the 50-year plan? It doesn't matter what the 5-year plan is, so. But the question about planned cities is that, where are they now? Have they, just because you plan a city doesn't mean that things go according to whatever your vision was at that time. Islamabad is running into the same problems that all developing cities are running into, where the population is growing faster than the city can handle it, and they don't have a response or a reaction that can stop informality from popping up, that is stopping pollution from basically the air quality is deteriorating rapidly. So the question isn't just, I think, about planning, it's about what purpose a plan serves, how much you can revision, how quickly you can basically rework a plan. It's not static or stationary, it has to be constantly under discussion, and the people have to be involved. I think that's the biggest thing that's missing right now.
I think the thing with Dubai is like, this is a very critical standpoint, but that plan was for capital, it was for money, it was not for people. And I think, that to me is only eventually a recipe for disaster. I mean, we'll see where some of their reclamation of land from the sea is in 10 years.
All right. Is that I've been now trying to research the reason we get so many mosquitoes. And the reason we get mosquitoes is that they're predators, the birds, the animals that eat those mosquitoes we are getting rid of from our households, from our cities. And that's the reason we're getting a big mosquito influx. If we've got lots of birds, they'll pick up mosquitoes as they fly. If we've got frogs in dams or things like that, those frogs will eat the eggs, or the tadpoles will eat the eggs before even the mosquitoes get there. So as much as we are now trying to find a solution to, let's get mosquito nets and let's get all these fancy smart home things so the mosquito nets open electronically and everything happens. The root cause, or that's not the solution. That's something we're doing for ourselves. The root cause is that we are killing nature, which is bringing us this harm. And that's what we need to look at. And we're trying to look at how we can, or within at least the house, how I can bring bird feeders in, bring birds in, let the birds eat the mosquitoes. Because I would love, like everybody else, open these doors and windows and bring the outside into the house. We've all been to Masai Mara, we've all been to fancy places like that, or if you haven't, please do so. But what you'll notice there is when you go into a camp, why aren't we murdered by mosquitoes? Because if you go and stand outside in Nairobi for 10 minutes, you'll be murdered. The reason is that obviously we're leaving nature to be. And at those places, nature is keeping its balance. But when we are working in the city, we are breaking that balance. And somehow or the other, we need to review how to bring that balance.
So Build Her is a conversation about what I said is who are the people who are building, who are manufacturing, who are making, and what is the support given to them. If somebody doesn't have access to education or training, they're supposed to build these beautiful designs that you're creating, how is that supposed to translate? So we talk a lot about the cost of construction, but we always focus on materials. We rarely talk about the worker who is often given overwhelming scope of work, compared to how they are trained, what they're exposed to, and what they understand about their role in affecting how we build. And so Build Her looks at answering that question. How can we improve the quality of construction? But also, by doing that, how can we include a portion of our society who's rarely included, which is women who are often asked to have babies young and are often asked to drop out of school to support those families. And so we work with women from informal settlements. We give them access to education. But we want to go a step further. We want to do technical training, but we also do social support. What is that? It's life skills, work readiness, mentorship, behavior change. What are the things that you have to do, which many of us here learned through school or through business? You learned what society needs of you for you to succeed. But people in schools also need that support. So we support women by mentoring them and training them. And then after they finish their technical training, we link them to jobs. And in the market, in the job market, what we do is we link to employers who are willing to make basic changes, like separate toilets for men and women, direct supervisory roles, so you know who you're reporting to, which limits abuse on site. And then we also track that the employer is willing to help them grow, meaning your skills are increasing because you're being moved into more skilled work, so you're not stagnant or doing unskilled labor. And so that's an 8-month process of employment. After 4 months of training, the ladies graduate and then they get their meter certification. And from that, they're able to now decide if they want to start their own businesses or if they want to continue working in the construction market. Our whole purpose doing this is because construction is a fast-growing sector, but it's also a sector where you can increase your income really quickly. And so women gain expertise, they gain confidence, and they're able to make better decisions. But at the same time, a sector I care about, which is architecture, design, and construction, you get better workers to do the design for the projects that you want. And so maybe a challenge I have to architects is a lot of the time, we sit in offices and we're working on our designs and we're looking at people in different countries, Kina Zumthor and other wonderful architects that we think are the gods of architecture. But I think we rarely ask ourselves about the context we're in. I love what Mary said. Where are we and how can we improve what we're doing? And so one thing I rarely did when I worked here, I went to site, but I rarely interacted with workers to know how workers approach building. Doesn't that matter to you? And I think going into sectors which you may not naturally go into, to question how people are making building and understanding can improve the work that architects do.
I am able to see solutions, seek solutions to everyday narrative. So, in the space of manufacturing, in the space of SMEs, in the space of women, I try to think and look for solutions that are tailor-made specifically that space. And having started a business, so just being me and my husband with all the business, as the employee of that business, and right now we are growing up 400 people. And started with one entity, now actually about 4 or 5 entities in manufacturing. I believe that I've been able to grow myself and understand the space of manufacturing, not just manufacturing, but entrepreneurship. What do you feel is the mistake we are making in the building? Because we come together, this is only manufacturing. We manufacture buildings. We do manufacture buildings. And what do you see from your point of view, from your outside point of view?
The mistake I see is not just about design or building or manufacturing. I feel like our society has grown so far, our socio-economic society has grown so fast, so quickly, that we forgot to focus. I have a very saying, why can't we change the way we build? We would if we understood the impact it's going to have on the future. I agree, and of course biased because of the communication. But I do agree that there's a lot that goes on in terms of innovation in this space, but it's not very well understood. So either it remains in the very technical, upper echelon dynamics of this industry, and then the rest of us are like, oh, that was a beautiful building. That's it. We don't understand the idea behind it. We don't understand that something was made to improve accessibility. So I do understand. I do agree that there's a lot that needs to be. There's a lot of more stakeholders that need to be involved in more conversations and in more vision for this industry, so that people stop thinking that, as Mary said, this is still old money and this is where the conversation is stuck at.